Hello and welcome to this video. I'm going to be reviewing the first week of EJ Tennis Tournament 2023 action. So let's get into it. So the tournament kicked off with a first round clash between Kate Gerlin and Catherine Allen. It was very exciting to get the first game underway this year, and we were down in Whitstable for this one. So a court I hadn't been to before. It was nice, well looked after, and anyone can book them at Whitstable Lawn Tennis Club. It was a bit pricey though, £8 an hour, which more expensive than most places, to be honest. But the match, let's get on to it. Dominant display from Kate. I'd not seen her play before, but I'd seen some of her results, and we did think she'd win 6-love, 6-love. Catherine was playing just her second match ever. She's only had 4 lessons, and she literally just started playing tennis in June. So she got chucked straight into a tournament by me, really. And I actually thought she did pretty well for her first performance. But yeah, Kate, very impressive. And only, I think she made 2 unforced errors in the whole match, which was a new tournament record, beating Reece Foxon, who got 3 unforced errors against Louis Munsey back in, must have been like 2008, I think. So a long time that record stood, and it's gone now. Kate Gerlin, you've got the record. Okay, moving on. Day 2 saw Lee White against Ashley Watson. This was a cracking match. I really enjoyed it. It was a real battle. The score was 6-3, 6-3 to Ashley, but it was closer than that scoreline suggests. It really could have gone, I wouldn't say it could have gone either way. I think Ashley was slightly the better player, but Lee put a shift in. They both did, to be fair. They ran everywhere and they both fought to the last point. That's what I like to see. And yeah, good win for Ashley in the end. The next match, another really good game. Emmanuel Oliyinka, I hope I've said his name right, against Liam Pay. 2 debutantes taking each other on for a place in round 2. And it was a cracking match. Both of them struggling on serve, a lot of double faults in the first set, and it almost became a case of who can hold serve. And it got to, Liam was 5-4 up, and he was serving for the set, and he was 40 love up, so 3 set points, and Emmanuel came back and won that game, went 6-5 up, and then Liam sent it into a tie break. And the drama wasn't over there. Liam went 4-0 up, and then Liam went 4-0 up, and then Emmanuel won 7 points in a row to take the first set. And I was watching this thinking, I don't know who's going to win. I'd not seen them play before, so I didn't know their track record, when it comes to tight matches. I didn't know if one of them was going to mentally break down. But I've got to say, Liam did really well to come back. He lost that first set, but he then cruised through the next 2, winning 6-1, 6-2. And, I've been doing this tournament a long time, and I don't remember someone winning 2 sets so easily after losing the first like that on a tie break. So it was a very good recovery from Liam. And yeah, good game. On to day 3, and we had bit of rain on day 3, so one of the games was postponed, but one of them I managed to move indoors at Dan James Tennis, and it was one of Dan's players that was playing, Zara Barry. She took on Andrea Hoskins, and Andrea was a bit nervous, I think, to start. She couldn't settle, and Zara won the opening game, but then Andrea settled in and reeled off 12 games in a row to win 6-1, 6-love. In a very good performance, actually. I was impressed. She did well. On to day 4. Jonathan Wood against Nick Leakes kicked off the action on day 4. What a game this was. Well, actually, I'm going to say what a first set this was. This, for me, was the set of the tournament so far. It was nip and tuck the whole way, and I'm trying to think back. I think Nick had set points Yeah, he did. Nick had set points, I think at 5-4 or either 6-5. But anyway, it ended up going to a tie break. And the tie break was drama, so much drama. Nick led 6-4 and Jonathan saved 2 set points to make it 6-all. Nick went 7-6 up. Jonathan saved another set point. And then Jonathan went 8-7 and 9-8 up, and Nick saved 2 set points, and then Nick got 3 points in a row to win it 11-9. It was, both of them were, fighting for everything, and the rallies were long because they didn't want to make any mistakes. And I personally, when I'm umpiring, I'm doing these matches, I love those tight games because my heart's beating out my chest because I'm nervous for the players, and it's a good feeling. Really tight first set, and Nick got over the line. It turned out to be one of those matches where the person that won the first set settled and won the second set easily. 6-1 was the second set. So Nick did well. He's won a few matches now down the years, so he did well to get through to the second round. And then the next game was Kieran Atkinson against Connor Hayes. Sorry, pardon me. Again, 2 players making their debuts, but both have played in the league, in the EJ Multisports League tennis leagues. Connor in Tunbridge, Kieran in Dartford. And this was a comfortable win for Connor, 6-1, 6-1. There was also a doubles game, which I wasn't there for, between Adam Bamforth and Marcin Konrowski against Josh Bramley and George Collins. Difficult draw this for Josh and George. They got the hardest team they could have done in the opening round, according to ranking. And Josh has just learnt tennis this year, so it was a tough game for them. They're not double specialists, but they did win a couple of games, which I'm happy about. But Adam and Marcin came through 6-1, 6-1. On to Friday, day 5 action. We had another close doubles game. Rob Crasher and Rob Vile, last year's semi-finalists. They beat debutantes Neil Johnson and Audley Genus. I hope I've said the names right. 6-2, 7-6. I wasn't there for that one, so I didn't know what it was like. But Rob spoke to Rob afterwards. He said it was a close match. And they were happy to get over the line and get into the quarterfinals. Now, the match I was doing was Liam Pay against Damien. This is a hard surname. Obuchwicz. It's a Polish surname. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but yeah. So Liam was playing his second game, the first player to play 2 matches. And it was difficult for him. Damien's a good player, big server. Yeah, good player. Damien came out on top, won 6-1, 6-1. I do think the scoreline should have been closer in my eyes. Liam mentally struggled in the second set. I don't want to say threw the towel in, but I mean this in the best of ways. Liam's actually a really decent player, and he should be doing better than a 6-1, 6-1 scoreline against Damien in my eyes. He's a good enough player to have easily got 5-6 games, not the 2 that he got. So I mean that in the best of ways, because I rate him so highly. He should have done better in my eyes. But Damien, credit to him, he did really well and he cruised through. He also hit the fastest serve of the tournament so far, 86 miles an hour. So well done to him. He's top of our little serving leaderboard. On to the Saturday, and just the one match, but it was a thriller. It was Saturday night, 7 o'clock start, down in Swanley, under the floodlights. And, no one's got to be up for work in the morning. So they slugged it out, a nice 3-setter. Chris took the first set 6-2, Lawrence took the second set 6-3, and we ended up in this really tight third set, where Lawrence at 5-4 was only 2 points away on 2 occasions from winning the match. But Chris came back and won 7-5, and I do think he deserved it. Lawrence did incredibly well. He fought for everything and mentally stayed strong and in the fight. But Chris maybe showed a bit of experience. He's been playing longer than Lawrence, and yeah, he was a bit more of the aggressor, coming to the net, trying to finish points early. And I think he got his reward in the end for being the player that was just a little bit more positive with their attacking play. So that was a thriller. Ended at 9:25 p.m. on Saturday night. So late finish, latest finish so far. But I really enjoyed it. Cracking game. Sunday, day 7. So this is the last roundup of the first week, and we had Dan Nash against Damien Obuchwich. So sorry, I can't pronounce that. This was the first seeded player who played in the tournament, Dan Nash, the number 10 seed and 4-time quarter-finalist. He produced a really good performance because Damien's a tricky player. Damien had played Michael Springer in the Swanley Box League the week before. Sorry, I need to speak clearer. And Damien had just lost to Michael Springer in 3 sets, and Michael Springer's the number 9 seed. So I was hoping and expecting a close match, but I did think Dan was going to win in straight sets. He did win in straight sets, and quite comfortably in terms of the scoreline, 6-2, 6-2. But it was a good match, good quality, highest quality of match so far in the tournament. And Dan, very good performance actually. I think his next game is against Dennis Kutribe in the 4th round, and I think that'll be a cracking game. Really looking forward to that. Dan looks in good form. Did really well. Nice win. And the last match of the week, down in Swanley, straight after that game, was Halal Lee against Nick Leakes. Nick Leakes in the 2nd round again, and Halal making his debut. Halal is our South West London Tennis League defending champion, and I was expecting Halal to win, but I did think Nick would get maybe 4 or 5 games. And again, I've got to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with Nick's performance. And again, I mean it in the best of ways, because I know his quality, Nick. He's got some real quality about his tennis. And I saw that in his first game against Jonathan. We saw the best in Nick. You know, he played well to beat Jonathan, who's a good player who I think will do well in the consolation. And Nick mentally struggled against Halal. Halal got on top, and you could see in Nick's body language that he sort of felt like he couldn't win, and made a lot of silly unforced errors, which was disappointing to see, because he's a much better player than that. So again, I mean it in the best of ways. I just expected more from him because he's a good player. So that was a bit disappointing, but credit to Halal. He did really well, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on in the 3rd round against Michael Springer. So that'll be good. Yeah, that's the roundup from from week 1. Like I said, set of the tournament was Jonathan against Nick, 11-9 tiebreak, longest tiebreak in EJTT history. That was the highlight for me. And the best match of week 1, I think, would have to be Lawrence Sang against Chris Rolls. 3-set thriller, under the lights, fantastic game. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, roll on week 2.